On 9/11, the United States suffered the worst attack on its homeland in history, and 2,977 people died. As a result, we went to war in the Middle East. Unfortunately, that decision resulted in a horrific toll on our veterans. Since 9/11, more than 125,000 veterans have committed suicide. Today, more than 330,000 are unemployed, and 40,000 are homeless. Community Enterprise, a $560 million nonprofit affordable housing group, ran this advertisement for 4 months, stating there is a national shortfall of 7.4 million affordable housing units. Bayridge's self-sustaining nonprofit design-build workforce housing program solves these problems. Our search for workforce housing began while working with Vision 2020, a Telluride, Colorado landowners group. The Telluride and San Miguel County Housing Authorities and the nonprofit West Central Housing Development Organization, representing 7 southwest Colorado counties. We learned that the multi-billion Colorado Housing and Finance Authority believed the housing problems are statewide and that there is no viable workforce housing delivery system. The problem is workers living more than 60 miles from their jobs, construction costs of more than $250 per square foot, and housing subsidies exceeding $60,000 per unit. Our challenge was to find or create a program that reduces construction and development costs and establishes a viable delivery system. The problem is statewide. Colorado's population is expected to increase by more than 100,000 people annually for many years, creating a need for more than 37,000 new homes annually. 11,000 of these new homes need to be affordable for Colorado's workers. Compounding the problem, the statewide annual housing production of 29,000 units is 8,000 units short of what is required to keep pace with population growth. Colorado housing data indicates more than 270,000 households cannot afford their mortgage, and more than 170,000 households cannot afford their rent. For example, a Denver teacher earning $43,500 per year in 2005 needed $90,000 in cash to afford the median price home of $240,000. In 2022, that same teacher making more than $56,000 per year needs more than $365,000 in cash to afford the same home now costing more than $540,000. Affordable workforce housing means the mortgage or rent is less than 30% of adjusted gross income. Finding affordable housing is equally challenging for veterans as well as the rest of the workforce. The challenge, new or different ideas usually require a paradigm shift in thinking to go beyond conventional wisdom. Like, it will not work. Nobody needs it. Why bother? Or big companies know better. Historic events which challenge conventional wisdom include: in 1903, Simon Newcomb, founder and president of the American Astronomical Society, stated man will never fly. The Wright brothers flew 2 months later. In 1920, Frank Whittle was told by his Cambridge University aeronautical professor that his design for a jet engine will never work. In 2023, jet-powered aircraft transport several million passengers daily. In 1981, Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft, stated 640K ought to be enough data storage for anyone. By 2023, 2 terabytes of data storage was several million times greater and still growing. Bayridge Community's self-sustaining nonprofit design-build workforce housing development program surpasses conventional wisdom. A 2017 report by McKinsey & Company states that increases in construction productivity remained flat, while manufacturing, retail, and agricultural productivity increased 1,500%. Bayridge's self-sustaining nonprofit design-build workforce housing development program surpasses conventional construction. Our research and development began with production design analysis of numerous housing-type buildings and expanded to include the integrated computer-controlled assembly line and systems building used by the aircraft, truck, and ship building industries. Systems building is not new. However, the materials and techniques have changed significantly since the Eiffel Tower was constructed in 1889. These analyses yielded more than 250 designs that maximize livability while capitalizing on our design-build workforce housing program. The unique flexibility of our systems building process permits construction of light-gauge steel components for walls, floors, and roofs. Finished buildings for apartments and senior housing, hospital and nursing, home facilities, hotels and motels, townhomes, and single-family housing. The design and construction of these green-built energy-efficient buildings meet or exceed requirements of the International Building Code, plus fire and life safety standards for projects from inner city to rural locations. Our semi-automated production systems are augmented with exoskeletal assists and sophisticated prosthetics, creating office and production jobs for all veterans, including handicapped veterans. These are jobs for America's veterans that cannot be exported. Our innovative production systems are the result of intensive interviews with experienced production personnel, an in-depth analysis of numerous production facilities and commercial sub-assembly systems. Our production systems are divided into 6 areas. Specialized alignment and assembly jigs are used in all these areas to ensure each piece is constructed square and level. All our jigs are adjustable, so we can accommodate a wide variety of house sizes. This unique adjustability permits cost-effective customizing and production of more than 90% of America's architectural styles. Worker physical requirements are reduced to lifting 20 pounds and climbing an 8-foot ladder. This process reduces labor 60%, construction costs 35%, and a typical steel-framed, green-built, energy-efficient house may be assembled in about 10 days. This entire process takes place inside our production building. There is an international rush to create 3D printed house systems. Unfortunately, a 3D printed house requires extensive site preparation and setup, uses modified concrete material or blocks. Roofs and floors are standard construction, plus dismantling and removal of 3D printing systems. Missing parts include structural reinforcement, utilities, insulation, doors, windows, to name a few. Bayridge's 3D printing future is very promising. Our production bays are sized for large-scale 18 feet wide, 80 feet long, and 14 feet high 3D printed building components. Implementing a co-venture with a major computer company like HP will advance large-scale 3D printing technology. Expanding the WASI Crane co-venture to include 3D printing capabilities. Working with material suppliers to develop structural, insulation, utility systems, and materials. Annually, natural disasters destroy hundreds of millions of dollars worth of buildings across America. Our precision laser measuring systems precisely capture existing site and building data. Our adjustable production systems will accommodate a wide variety of building types and sizes to fit existing conditions. Rebuilding with steel framing and sheathing creates stronger structures, Structural component production rates for walls, floors, roofs at 6,000 plus homes annually. And we capture the value of existing domestic water, electrical, streets, roads, and voice data systems. With the economic crash of 2008, more than 80% of Colorado's home builders disappeared. In 2023, overly cautious builders and lenders' challenges are exacerbated by the COVID-19 unknowns, resulting in a housing shortage of 8,000 units annually. Converting lemons to lemonade, our design-build workforce housing development program offsets many of these issues by reducing construction costs 35%, planning and design costs 40%, development time by 50%, and financing costs 25%. Bayridge Community's self-sustaining nonprofit design-build workforce housing development program is housing's future. Our business plan is based on a for-profit financial model. Using this model, our financial stability and capital growth are assured by producing a mix of housing types with below-market pricing. Our cost-effective market area includes most sites within 200 to 400 miles. Our production is divided between deed-restricted housing sold at cost, free market housing sold at market value, and deed-restricted housing sold below cost. The free market housing generates a cash surplus, which goes back into our operations. The cash surplus is then allocated, part to subsidize the below-cost housing, and part to grow our working capital base. Managing our production in this manner ensures Bayridge's self-sustaining, nonprofit design-build workforce housing development program. The sites for Bayridge's self-sustaining design-build workforce housing development program will be located within the 59-square-mile Opportunity Zone near Hudson, Colorado. The land in this area is less expensive, mostly flat, and easier to build on. Project capitalization within an Opportunity Zone may be accomplished either by tax-free real estate investment or tax-deductible nonprofit donations and foundation grants. An Opportunity Zone investment is unique. The 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act created 126 Opportunity Zones in Colorado. Our Opportunity Zone real estate investment permits maximum leverage of capital by local investment control, includes regular investment audits, estimated annual average ROI at 35%. The investment can be liquidated in 10 years with no state or federal tax liabilities. The program's estimated costs consist of $3 million for land, permits, and fees, $20 million for the office and production buildings, $27 million for production equipment and specialized assembly systems, $10 million supply chain, interest cost contingency, $2 million financing fee for a subtotal of $62 million. The $70 million revolving construction and development fund saves more than $6 million annually by eliminating interest and loan fees for a total project cost of $132 million. All the construction costs and program expenses will be audited. All construction and equipment cost savings will be added to the revolving construction and development fund. There is no developer profit. This program will create more than 900 new jobs for veterans and produce more than 1,200 homes annually. Home builders like these produce homes for sale at a profit. Their profit is taxed with the balance going to investors. Very little is donated. Bayridge will also produce homes for sale at a profit. However, as a nonprofit, there are no federal or state taxes. Plus, we benefit from government housing assistance programs, and funding may be increased with our house raffle program. Our integrated, technically advanced production and developmental process reduce housing costs, which means 100% of our profit benefits America's veterans. The Colorado Department of State Gaming and Licensing Division has reviewed and approved our proposed house raffle program. They will sponsor classes to teach nonprofit personnel the proper steps to ensure compliance with the law. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro Denver, followed by Colorado's Children's Hospital and St. Jude's Children's Hospital, have raised millions with exclusive house raffles. In 2021, Colorado Gives exclusive members only 24-hour charity promotion raised $54.4 million, bringing the program's total raised since 2007 to $500 million. Fundraising is a challenging, ongoing task for nonprofits. Our proposed All Charities House Raffle program improves on the others by reducing ticket prices, offering multiple houses, and increasing the participation by including all of Colorado's 17,000 charities. Distribution of the $132 million housing grant includes $2 million to the application grant consultant and $130 million to Bayridge, with allocation of $70 million to the Revolving Development and Construction Fund, and $60 million to complete the office and production buildings, production systems installation, land purchase, infrastructure, and fees. These allocations combine to implement the ongoing veteran production of housing, which will be sold to generate income, pay material production, and development costs. The distribution of net sales will be allocated part to continue workforce housing production and part to select veteran programs. Converting computer-generated planning, design, and engineering to a completed physical office and production building with all the production equipment installed requires adding Wazi Crane and Baker Builders to the program team. My responsibilities as project manager continue with production engineering, architectural design, and biomechanical analysis. Wazi Crane will design, fabricate, and install the primary and secondary bridge cranes, specialty production, bulk material handling, and staging systems. Baker Builders, working with the pre-engineered steel building manufacturer Varco Pruden, will complete the site development and construction of the office and production buildings. Working together, we will complete construction and equipment installation for Bayridge's nonprofit design-build workforce housing development program. Construction can begin in 4 to 6 months, with the first houses ready for sale within 12 to 14 months. In time, this unique, highly adaptable program may be implemented across America. This cartoon is not a joke. The housing needs for $20,000 to $80,000 households is critical, especially for our veterans. Thank you.